place outside law courts across the United Kingdom with criminal lawyers, the latest workers to go on strike for higher pay. The barristers say their long hours spent preparing for cases means in real terms they work for pay below the minimum hourly wage and are rejecting a 15% pay offer from the government. Mark McDonald is a barrister, a lawyer at the criminal firm Furnivall Chambers, and he's part of the strike. Welcome to the programme. So why are you on strike?
Well, we had a ballot 2 weeks ago where 2,500 barristers, criminal barristers, were balloted and asked the simple question, are you happy with the current legal aid rates? And if you're not, what do you want to do about it? And we decided to go out and strike. 81% of the criminal bar wanted to go out and strike, and we started today.
What do you say to the victims of crime who now face perhaps a delay in getting the justice they deserve? Perhaps 1,000 people come into that category.
Yeah. You know, we earn such low rates of pay at the junior bar that over 300 junior barristers left the criminal bar last year. And that's going to continue. And it's going to continue this year and next year to the extent that we're hardly going to have any criminal barristers. So we're not doing this for today. We're doing this for next year, the year after. Our junior criminal barristers one day become senior barristers, become Queen's Counsel, and become judges, because that's the normal route. And so we're going to find ourselves with a criminal justice system that's going to collapse. But, you know, it's more than that, because it's not simply about pay, rates of pay. It's about the funding for the whole of the criminal justice system, which has been significantly reduced by about 40% in the last 2 decades, which means our buildings are in a poor state of repair. Sometimes toilets are not working. Sometimes ceilings have collapsed in. Indeed, when I've done trials, because of the lack of funding to infrastructure. So we have a real acute problem with our criminal justice system, and it's time that we take a stand and say to our Minister of Justice, you need to sit down at a table and discuss things properly with us in a mature way, and don't give us derisory offers, hoping that that will deal with the issue, because it won't.
If there were nurses or teachers listening to you, they might be rather surprised to hear you asking for a 15% pay offer from the government. That's nothing like what they're asking for and will be asking for over coming months in their pay rounds. It sounds like a very extravagant request, is it?
I can see when you put it like that, of course it is, but it's not as simple. It's all about the nuance of the situation. First of all, nurses demand and should have more money. So should doctors, and so should train drivers. Actually, the cost of living in crisis in this country is huge, and you know, working class people and those that work in the National Health Service deserve more money. But, you know, I worked for the National Health Service. I worked in the operating theatre for 14 years. I then went to night school, and I worked for 7 years working full-time in the hospital before I was able to get called to the bar when I was 30. In the last 25 years, my pay rate has gone down by 28%. So, you know, you may, if we compare that with nurses or doctors or any other worker in the country, their pay has gone up, not by much, slowly have gone up, ours has gone down. So when we're talking about a percentage of 15% pay rise, we're talking about a percentage which doesn't even match inflation over the last 20 years since it started going down. And in fact, 15% of very little is still very little. And it's still not going to be enough to retain the junior barristers who are leaving, as I say, in droves.
Mark McDonald in London, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.